Hello, my name's Anita Reynolds. I'm going to be making a series of videos called Monoprinting Without a Press. Today, the first video, we're looking at simple mark making. Now you only need very simple equipment. The first thing you need is a surface to work on, and that needs to be smooth and easy to clean. So you can use several things. You can use one of these plastic folders. I've just put a piece of cardboard inside, but you could equally just put a piece of paper in. So that's a good first point. Most people have these in the house. You can use the lid of a plastic box, as long as it's nice and smooth. That would be fine as well, easy to wash. This is a piece of Formica off a dressing table, and that's very nice and slippery, so that would be good as well. I'm going to be using a piece of Perspex. I happen to have this in the house because I use this for my printmaking, but all of the other things I showed you are perfectly good. You can also, of course, work directly on your worktop. Now you have to make sure that your worktop's not porous, because if you paint on, say, your kitchen worktop and the paint doesn't come out, I don't think that would go down too well. So probably find something to work on. So I'm going to actually just take this paper down. I've only put this paper underneath so that you can see what I'm doing. Just makes it clearer for the film. So there's my surface. So the next thing I need is some paper. Get my paper ready. Now again, you don't have to have special paper, you know, proper artist paper, which is quite expensive, and you may not have any in the home right now. So I'm going to show you some things that you can use instead. So you've got paper from the printer, nice and thin paper. If you don't want to use that, you can use bits of envelope that come through the post instead of throwing it away. And similarly, you can use newspaper. That actually makes very nice printing paper, and I've painted on that as well. So those are things that you would find in the home. If you do have artist paper, you can use newsprint, which is the paper that you can get that your chips are wrapped up in. And again, that's something that I tend to have at home, but you may not have. Tissue paper, that works well. And if you do have drawing paper, any paper out of school pads or things like that will do, and just ordinary cartridge. So basically any sort of thin paper will do. So that's our paper sorted. And then the last thing we need are some tools and paint. So paint, I'm just going to be using very cheap acrylic paint today. If you want a palette, you can use an egg box, or you can just squidge it out onto a plate because it washes off easily. And the tools we're going to use are, we have sponges. You can use your bath sponge as long as you wash it off afterwards. Brushes, different shapes and different sizes. A decorating roller. You can use a palette knife if you have one, or little strips of card. You could use cereal box or things that normally go in the bin, as long as you wash them first. This is a piece of plastic off an old folder, and this is a kebab stick, but equally like a cocktail stick or a twig from the garden, anything like that. Just anything you can find to make marks with.